because Dushyant Chaudhary aligned with BJP post the for the government formation, and he was not with the Jat leaders for the farmer protest or for the wrestler protest. So the Jats have consolidated against both these parties and they have aligned with Congress this time. So Congress is going to gain a lot in the Jat land first of all. And secondly, Congress also gaining some seats in the BJP stronghold of the Ambala, Kurukshetra and Faridabad, Palwal area. So it is a across state gain for Congress.
And the BJP numbers, if they are going down, it is going down from which regions? Is it about some pockets or is it across the state?
So it is mostly across the states, ma'am. But you also have to see that last year, the last time 2019 elections, BJP also won a few seats because JJP cut some of the votes of the Congress party, the Jat votes, and as a result of which BJP won some of the seats in the Jat area. However, BJP is likely to lose more number of seats which it won in the Jat. So again, by like Jat land, I mean Sonipat area, Sonipat, Panipat, Rohtak, Sirsa, Hisar.
Yes, I think the South Haryana is the region where the BJP could be doing better than the performance in the other parts of the state. By the southern part of the state, which includes areas like Gurgaon, Rewari, those are the areas where they could be doing well. The traditional strongholds of the BJP is where they could be doing better.
Sajjan Kumar?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but the only thing is that in southern part, they may be doing less worse than other regions because of the demographic regions. You know, southern Rewari region and Gurgaon region, wherein the Jat population is less, and there is a general kind of concern that the Jat return to power.
Are we not talking enough about the Dalit voters? You know, this is the same constituency which moved away from the BJP in Maharashtra, in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and led to that decline of the party in these two states.
We have Dainik Bhaskar also, in fact, now.
Dainik Bhaskar numbers as well. Please go ahead with that.
So, Dainik Bhaskar is giving 15 to 29 to the BJP in Haryana, 44 to 54 to the Congress, again 0 to 1 to the JJP, 1 to 5 to the INLD, and 0 to 1 to the Aam Aadmi Party. So the trend seems to be 40 to 52 for the Congress as far as, you know, the exit polls so far are concerned. But again, all the health warnings there. These are very early days still. But yes, Sajjan Kumar, go ahead.
Yeah, precisely. As far as the Dalit voters are concerned in Haryana, we must remember that the Jatav and Chamar voters in a way hijacked the entire Dalit nomenclature. So there are Valmiki voters, there are Dhanuk voters and others who have their kind of split. So all the Dalit discourse, Azad Samaj Party, BSP, Kumari Shailaja, they all represent one caste arithmetic within the Dalit. So that is why one of the challenge of BJP would be to kind of have a significant section of the non-Jatav, non-Ravidas voters, because mind it is among these voters wherein you see the fear of the dominant, because they are not that assertive of the Jat dominance is there. This is one. The Jatav Chawar voters always have been, they never have been a core constituency of the BJP tactically or ideologically. So therefore, I think in Haryana, 20% of the Dalit, they count, but we are giving too much emphasis on the Dalit voter. Why? Because parties like BSP, Azad Samaj Party, etc., they have entered the foray, but mind it, they are not the players who will have a significant, maybe bordering Saharanpur, Yamunanagar, etc., they will have some impact.
So,
but
Sajjan,
otherwise,
will it be fair to say then that these, because if we were to look at how these various caste groupings voted in 2024 Lok Sabha polls, is it going in the same direction, Lok Sabha, when it is translating into assembly? The number of
directionally, yes. Directionally in Haryana, yes. You see, in terms of the agenda and their social base, so you have this, what you call Chhapki. The social base is the 1/4 of the electorate, that is the Jat. So they already have made a decisive thing. Then you see the crisis among the OBCs and also among the Dalits. So that way we find the direction is same. What we find at this time, at least in Lok Sabha election, BJP has the face of the Modi. In assembly election, what we are finding that it is completely localized, and therefore the BJP
Modi factor actually swings almost like 6 to 7% or perhaps more, Professor Shastri, in a number of states. We have seen that play out in, you know, Bihar, UP, Haryana, election.
In the 2024 polls, we found that 1 out of every 4 BJP votes came because of the Prime Minister.
Modi, yes.
And I would have reason to believe that a lot of the BJP support in Haryana is linked to the support for the Prime Minister. But there was an important point made by Sajjanji which I'd like to take forward. The Congress vote among the Dalits is linked to certain segments among the scheduled caste community. It's not among all the groups. And that is something which the Congress has not been able to capitalize upon, to be able to spread its vote across different scheduled caste sections. The weakening of the BSP and the reduced role of the BSP in Haryana, it would be interesting to see which party gets the support of those groups which have traditionally supported the BSP in Haryana. So that's another factor when we are talking of the Dalit vote.
Okay. Vedant, we have another set of numbers.
Dainik Bhaskar for Jammu and Kashmir as well. And Sandeep ji, a word on that, because Dainik Bhaskar gives 20 to 25 to the BJP, 35 to 40 to the Congress plus NC, and 4 to 7 to the PDP. So do you see the Congress NC also perhaps gaining in Jammu?
You know, if these numbers were to hold, it's clear that the BJP is not getting the type of sweep they were looking for in Jammu, if these numbers were to hold.
Yeah.
Because the BJP was hoping to do much better in the Jammu region, whereas in the valley, yes, there was a challenge for the BJP. And the NCP Congress alliance, if those numbers again are to be true, is doing well not only in the valley but is also picking up seats in the Jammu.
In Jammu as well. In fact, Zafar Saab, come in on this. How do you see the numbers for Jammu and Kashmir? So 35 to 45, that's the range that most of the, at least, the pollsters so far are giving to NC plus Congress, and 20 to 30 to the BJP.
So I have one exit poll on my mind also, and I think that two, if they are looked together, appear closer to what we hear here, that National Conference and Congress could be the largest rank, but maybe slightly, below the halfway mark in the Legislative Assembly. And the Bharatiya Janata Party, which had bagged 25 seats in 2014 and had lead on 29 seats in the Lok Sabha elections earlier this year, is believed to be around 25, 26 seats. I mean, these polls both appear a lot closer to the reality on 2 to 3 aspects. But then it has again to be seen that 6 more seats have been increased in the Jammu region, particularly covering the area where BJP has its core vote bank. So BJP has not performed very well. It appears that Congress has made inroads into the BJP's bastion, but Congress did not do a high-profile campaign in Jammu region. Probably that was a strategic, policy of Congress to make BJP a little complacent about its confidence of winning the election. So National Conference, it looks like, is staging probably the best possible performance since 1996. In 2014, the National Conference had bagged only 15 seats. And this time, the party appears to be going way beyond 30 seats, up to 35 seats. And I think the two polls a lot closer to the reality as what we get from the ground. Yes.
Okay. We are going to shift back to Haryana now, because this is Republic Bharat Matri's numbers which have come in. And they are saying that it's Congress all the way, with 55 to 62 is the projection that is coming in from Republic Bharat Matri's. For the BJP, they're giving 18 to 24, INLD 3 to 6. So it's consolidating directionally in favor of the Congress party, Professor Shastri. Yes. But this is the range which is only going up on the other side.
One thing is clear in all the exit polls, they are projecting a clear majority for the Congress. If you look at the midpoint of all the polls, it's much beyond the majority mark. Though, of course, they vary in their intensity in terms of the projection of the Congress seat. So that's very clear in the 4 projections that we have for Haryana, that the Congress is above the halfway mark as per these projections. And if these projections were to be right, you would very well be having a Congress government in Haryana.
So, what will you say on that, Radhika?
First of all, I'd like to bring up something which has been said on this show, Maria. Mr. Sajjan Kumar here, the political analyst, has used the word chamar twice, and it is derogatory and it is punishable by law. And I hope you people would have noticed it, and I was waiting for someone to come and ask him to control his tongue. Mr. Sajjan Kumar, you have committed a criminal offense. Do you not know, after being a political analyst, that this is not a term that can be used?
No. See,
it is
in
banned and it is legally punishable. No, please don't argue and take back your words. You should apologize to the country.
So you should also take
cannot
cognizance
use
of
that
the
term.
context. It is
You
very
cannot
much
use
valid.
that term. If
it
you
is
are
used
still
in
arguing
entire
with
UP,
me
it
on
is
this,
used
you
as
have
Jata
zero knowledge of
oblique
law.
Chamar.
If you
It is not
still,
derogatory.
again he's
Derogatory
using this. I'm
is
sorry,
depending
Maria,
upon the
this is not
intensity and the
acceptable.
context. So you should
This
know the
is not
context. This
acceptable,
is a very
Maria.
standard academic
I'm
and
sorry, this is
journalistic
not
Making a
practice.
fair point there.
This
Your
is
point is
clearly
taken.
not
Go ahead, Radha.
acceptable.
Yeah.
And the channel should condemn his words. Now, coming back to the polls, there were lots of exit polls that had predicted that the Bharatiya Janata Party is going to lose Haryana in the previous elections also. The Congress was going to form the government then as well. What happened? They didn't form the government. The Bharatiya Janata Party went ahead and formed the government for the second time in a row. And I will keep repeating this till the day of the results, that the Chhattisgarh exit polls, the Madhya Pradesh exit polls were far, far more in favor of the Congress than what we are seeing here in Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. Everybody knows in Jammu and Kashmir that there has been a resonating message across the valley, a message of transformation, a message of development and rejection of fear. People who were saying that no one would raise the tricolor after Article 370 was removed, well, they should go and walk in Lal Chowk, and the Shehzada of the Congress party enjoys an ice cream on and off whenever he visits Srinagar at the Lal Chowk. He goes for skiing with his family. Those are the changes, and those are the changes that the people of Jammu Kashmir have voted for.
Okay.
And yes, like someone was talking about Congress not campaigning in Jammu. Well, the Shehzada was busy in England. He was probably conspiring against the
Okay,
country.
but keeping the focus
he was busy on his
Haryana,
holiday over there.
last word to you quickly, Akshat Goel, on looking at the larger trends here, what seems to be working for the Congress? As somebody who has researched for the exit polls, a couple of factors, of course, 10-year incumbency, plus of course the caste arithmetic. Largely, what seems to be working for the Congress?
Definitely there is some anger against the BJP-led government. It's been a 10-year government. So there are like various factors, unemployment, price, right? And however, these factors are not only specific or unique case for this state, Haryana. It is a case for the entire country. But in order to deep dive the major factors which have taken the role in this state election, you have to understand the caste dynamics of Haryana. So 1996 was the last time when a non-Jat CM, Bhajan Lal Bishnoi ji, was the non-Jat CM in 1996, and since then the state has been like ruled by Chautalas and Hudas for 10 years, Chautalas, and for 10 years Huda. So now again, I am again coming to the same point about the caste, but this has played the most important role, that Jats uniting against BJP, and they want their own CM.
Okay, so what is becoming clear here is, as per the exit polls, these are early numbers, and it's Dhruv Research here, Dainik Bhaskar, People's Pulse, and Republic Bharat Matriz, which have declared their numbers. There are many others like Seawater, Axis, and others which we'll have to wait and wait for, because those numbers will start trickling in. But what is becoming clear is that Haryana, it's the Congress all the way. They are well above the halfway mark of 46, could go up to 55 to 60. That is directionally how the exit polls are suggesting. And again, in Jammu and Kashmir, again, the Congress-NC coalition could be comfortable to form the next government. But that's as per the exit polls. We'll have to wait and see more numbers to come. Yes.
I think two big words we must use is if and but
If
for
and
everything
yes.
that we
Like
say.
always, we do that. Professor Shastri, thank you so much. So, Vedant?
Yes, a lot of health warnings there, and we are in the thick of things on numbers trickling in, but we'll have to take a short break now. This remains our top focus on it.
अगर फूड प्राइसेस ज़्यादा है, हम सिर्फ जिसको कहते हैं कि कोर इन्फ्लेशन कम हो गया, ठीक है, इन्फ्लेशन कम हो गया, अगर वो कहेंगे तो क्रेडिबल नहीं रहेगा। फिलहाल हमको ये कॉन्फिडेंस है कि इन्फ्लेशन कम हो रहा है और 4% के आसपास पहुंच जाना चाहिए, लेकिन इस साल का एवरेज हमने 4.5% दिया है। यंग इंडियंस आर एस्पिरेशनल, और इसमें कोई गलत चीज़ नहीं है। जब एक कंट्री प्रोग्रेस करता है, जब एजुकेशन लेवल, टेक्नोलॉजी आगे जाता है, तो नेचुरली यंगर पॉपुलेशन जो है, they get attracted to other markets. Youngsters are going into stock markets. If youngsters are buying insurance products, if they are buying, investing through mutual funds, it's a good thing. It should happen. Credit growth and credit disbursement has become very fast thanks to technology. लेकिन deposit mobilization जो है आज भी वो physical है. टेक्नोलॉजी जितना बढ़ता जा रहा है, attempts to hack into systems, attempts to do cyber frauds, they are all growing. इसमें हमने बहुत अवेयरनेस क्रिएट किया. हमने अवेयरनेस थ्रू एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स, थ्रू टेलीविजन, सारे मीडिया जो चैनल है उसमें हमने बहुत एडवर्टाइज किया, लोगों में कॉन्शियसनेस क्रिएट किया.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Listen to the voices of reason as they talk about corporate health and investing principles with me, Neeraj Shah, on my show, Talking Point.
Let's be real, guys. There are many financial experts out there. Which stocks to target? What's good for long term? When to buy? When to sell? How do you stay ahead of all the financial noise to achieve your dreams?
You can accomplish all your financial dreams. Let us worry about giving you the right investing insights on the Portfolio Manager.
Bro, what are you doing?
I'm trading FNOs.
So, have you made any money?
Oh, it's simple. If you think the market is moving upwards, just buy Nifty call option. But if you think the market could slide downwards,
simplifying futures and options trading.
Don't worry about the future.
Hello everyone, you're watching our big poll of poll coverage here on NDTV. I'm Maria Shakil. My colleague Vedant is right there with all the numbers. Of course, that is the projection that is coming in. Let's put a big caveat now, Vedant. There are a number of pollsters who are yet to release their numbers, but Dainik Bhaskar, Dhruv Research, People's Pulse, Republic, Bharat Matriz are all giving Haryana to the Congress party. Dainik Bhaskar, People's Pulse, these are the two agencies which have released numbers for Jammu and Kashmir. They are giving Jammu and Kashmir convincingly to the Congress NC alliance. Vedant, a quick wrap of how the pollsters are suggesting. What are they saying?
Absolutely, Mario. So let's look at the big numbers, starting with Dainik Bhaskar. Of course, if you look at all the pollsters so far, they have given a 40 to 52 range, most of them to the Congress, a decisive lead there, way beyond the majority mark to the Congress. For the BJP, 15 to 29 is what Dainik Bhaskar says. Dhruv Research says 22 to 32. And this pollster is also giving the maximum number of seats to the Congress, 50 to 64. As far as People's Pulse is concerned, a similar range there, 20 to 32 for the BJP, 49 to 61 for the Congress, and Republic Bharat is giving 80 to 24, the lowest number of seats perhaps in the pollsters so far to the BJP and 55 to 62 to the Congress. Of course, as we're discussing the regional players, is it end of road for INLD and JJP? Well, for the JJP, going it alone this time, not an alliance with the BJP, it's mostly 0 in 3 of the 4 pollsters. So the JJP is not opening its account according to 3 of the pollsters. For the INLD plus, Republic Bharat is giving 3 to 6 as far as Haryana is concerned. So only pollster there giving some number of seats there to INLD. But let's take a look at that graphic as to how pollsters in the past have gotten it wrong.
One, actually, yes. Vedant, because we always put this caveat, these are exit polls, not the actual results. The results will be on October 8th. So we'll be waiting for that. But these are the numbers which show the direction of how the people in these states have voted. But yes, the pollsters have got it wrong several times.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, if we can have that graphic up now on how the pollsters in the past also have gotten it wrong. In fact, if you look at Haryana in 2019, what the poll of polls seem to have suggested was that the Congress is getting 15 seats and the BJP 65, but it was a much tighter contest, both in terms of seats and vote shares. The actual result was 40 for the BJP, 31 for the Congress. And if you look at the 2024 Lok Sabha polls as well, some of the pollsters for Haryana had suggested a much closer contest, though it wasn't as far as the BJP and the Congress is concerned. So of course, Maria, as you were saying, a lot of health warnings there. Pollsters have gotten it wrong. Of course, a more recent example is what happened in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, where even the pollsters couldn't predict the extent of the BJP majority as far as those 2 states were concerned.
Okay, I'm going to go straight to Srinagar. And Akhilesh ji, my colleague, is joining me here in the studio. We have Neerja Chaudhary as well. Akhilesh ji, a quick word first. On the numbers that we are seeing with regards to Haryana, BJP would be worried?
Of course, it will be worried because it is there in power for the past 10 years now. And BJP was facing anti-incumbency, there's no doubt about it. Because we have seen that how the way the central leadership of the BJP responded as far as the campaign in Haryana is concerned. Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi had only 4 rallies in Haryana. If you include Amit Shah's rallies also, then total 14 rallies were done by them. There was no road show by either of them. It also shows that how BJP was very careful not to have the central leadership projected as a face in the assembly leadership, because they knew somewhere that something was missing. Because the indication was there in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections where the BJP lost 5 seats. So BJP was, of course, aware that it could face major anti-incumbency there. And of course, the exit polls are suggesting that.
So exit polls suggesting what was being seen, Neerja Chaudhary, by reporters on ground. Whoever went in both these, one union territory and the other state, they saw this happening. It's also a reflection or carrying forward, many would say, of how the Lok Sabha results in these states have been.
That's right. It is in line with that. Yes, number one. Number two, you're right. The reporters who went there, it was not only the political parties privately telling you, whether it was the BJP telling you privately, or the regional parties telling you privately, or the Congress telling you privately, or that this was the way the wind was blowing. But also, I believe the BJP had done its internal surveys, and they too indicated numbers of this kind. So all 3, yes, it seems this time the exit polls seem to be on the right track, at least indicating which way the wind is blowing.
So we'll wait for 8th still to see whether how have the reporters, various analysts like you, Neerja, and also the pollsters have fared. Going straight to Srinagar, where Nazir, my colleague, is joining us live. Nazir, you have a special guest. Over to you, Nazir. How are these numbers being looked at by the Member of Parliament there with you?
Well, Maria, thank you very much. And these are just, as we know, exit polls, not the actual results. And we'll wait for the 8th. But clearly, it creates a lot of interest when there are exit polls. And people have been speculating in Jammu and Kashmir since the elections were over. But we had to wait here for several days because of the Haryana polls today. And I'm joined by Aga Ruhullah, National Conference leader and MP from Srinagar. You may have heard some indications. All the exit polls have not come out so far, but those who are coming are indicating National Conference Congress is ahead. But clearly not everybody is saying it's absolute majority.
Well, it's a good sign, and I think it's in line with what I felt on ground, because I campaigned through the length and breadth of the valley. But it's exit poll after all. We would wait for the actual poll actual results to come out. But at the moment, I would want to say this much, that it is a sign which is in line with what I felt on ground, the sentiment that was visible, that the connect that the people had with the narrative of National Conference and with the party of National Conference, the understanding of National Conference to connect with the people on the sentimental level and on the realistic level as well, made an atmosphere where one could safely say that National Conference has a clear advantage, and that's reflecting in the exit polls.
Okay. Since 2002 Assembly elections, no party actually in Jammu and Kashmir has got more than 28 seats. In 2002 Assembly election, NC was the single largest party with 28 seats. PDP was 16 seats, but they formed the government that time with the Congress. In 2008, National Conference won 28 seats and formed the government with Congress. And 2014, it was PDP which won 28 seats and BJP got 25 seats. And it's expected that this time, that since 1996 election, National Conference may win, if exit polls are an indication or the ground realities, may win highest number of seats. Ruhullah Sahab, are you surpassing your own expectations, or you are expecting that you could do better?
I would be surprised if we do not do better than 2002, and I would be surprised if National Conference falls short of what we expect to be a better result than, as you indicated, than the elections of 2002. And at this moment, it would be surprising also because this election was fought on the grounds which National Conference should and must have, and I think have commanded on the ground in terms of narrative, in terms of political language, in terms of actual expression of what needs to be expressed, and in terms of electorally creating that space for that dissent and that narrative that the people of Jammu and Kashmir felt for a long time was not allowed. Last two elections, including the parliament election that I contested, gave us an opportunity, one, to connect with the people, and then give a language to that sentiment which people wanted to express, the dissent that they wanted to express, both narrative-wise and in its roots. National Conference is the closest to the sentiment, to the actual, the atmosphere, the political atmosphere that we have. So National Conference should command the results in these elections.
Ruhullah Sahab, in these elections, 40% candidates were independents, and there was allegations from your party and other regional parties that it is an attempt to fragment the mandate votes. But that doesn't appear to be happening actually if we see the exit polls and the signs of on the ground we saw.
If these exit polls do stand, then we should be very thankful to the people of Jammu and Kashmir that they understood that
Nazir,
the forces...
please just ask Rolla to just hold on to his thoughts, because we are going to go straight to Rohtak, where Bhupinder Hooda is joining us on this special broadcast, and he is with Tanushka. Tanushka, over to you, and we'll be also asking some questions. But first, tell Mr. Hooda that the pollsters are suggesting that he is going to be the king of Haryana very soon.
Will he be? But that's the question for the Congress party.
So I have right here with me former Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda. Sir, the exit polls are suggesting at this point that the seat share that Congress would be getting is of 55 to 62. What do you have to say to that?
This is what I am telling you, exit polls are telling now. But in the morning you asked me the question, I told you that Congress is going to form government with comfortable majority, and it will form the government.
So the whole day that you roamed around today, went to these poll booths, what did you feel? How do you look back at today, the final day?
The response which we are getting from everywhere I got the report, there's wave in favor of Congress.
And how are you, looking forward to this now, like the seat share at this point and the, chief ministerial phase?
Sheet sharing? Sheet sharing, there's only one alliance partner.
Tanushka, just tell Mr. Hooda that it's Ankit and me in the studio, and we have certain questions for him as well.
60 plus something.
For 10 years.
1, 2 minus, that's all. But comfortable majority.
For 10 years, it was
right.
the
Yes,
BJP
Maria. Please continue. I'm not done yet.
And now it is the Congress which is coming to power. As per these exit polls, is he hopeful for a bigger number? Because the range that is being suggested by the pollsters is from 46 to even 60.
Are you hopeful for a bigger number? Because it's been 10 years since the Congress has not, been in power here, and BJP has been in 2 consecutive terms. Are you hopeful for a bigger number?
Yes, because BJP has proved to be non-performing government and most corrupt government. This government, BJP and JJP government, and the law and order situation is worse. Even our sports person, Pahalwan, wrestlers, they have been not been spared.
Right.
So this is the question.
Huda Saab, there is a list going on in social media. A lot of your Congress supporters are talking about they have already formed the cabinet and your day of swearing. So is Mr. Huda ready for his day of swearing, or is there still suspense even if the Congress party wins, sir?
Are you ready for, the swearing in? A lot of, social media chat has been going on about the cabinet that will be formed. So are you ready for the swearing in? What can one look forward to for the swearing in?
On 8th, result would be coming, MLAs would be elected, their opinion will be taken, then High Command will decide who will head the government. Then this is hypothetical questions you are asking me.
Okay. Kanishka, there is a question that is coming in from Neerja ma'am.
Okay.
Neerja ma'am से बोली एक सवाल पूछना चाह रही हैं.
Yes, one last question.
Mr. Huda, it seems pretty well clear now that the Congress is going to form the government. Kumari Shelja has also thrown her hat in the ring for chief ministership. What is your response to that?
So, sir, Kumari Shelja has also, thrown her hat into the ring for the chief ministerial phase. What is your response to that?
This is democracy. Everybody has got right to win, and everybody should aspire. Otherwise, you can also aspire. Who says no to you? But MLAs would decide, High Command would decide. Okay?
Thank you so much. That was Bhupinder Singh Hooda speaking exclusively to NDTV. Back to studio.
You know what I like?
That was phenomenal.
What I like about what Mr. Hooda said today, and Neerja, remember when 2024 exit polls came and most exit polls were giving a bigger number to the BJP? All Congress leaders were saying this is all hypothetical, things will change. Today he's saying only the question of chief ministership is hypothetical, otherwise he's accepted the exit polls and he's coming into power in Haryana.
I'll ask you about that question, Akhilesh. The Hooda factor in Haryana politics. Mr. Khattar tried to make it about or the absence of Zameen ka neta for the BJP. Do you think that is the big crisis for the BJP in Haryana?
That was the major crisis. That's why BJP had to change the chief minister. Manohar Khattar was called to Delhi. This was precisely the reason, because BJP knew it very well that the Jat factor is playing on the ground. And Mr. Hooda played it very carefully, very cleverly, because when the ticket distribution came, he was dominating the entire Congress list. He got, in fact, 72 of his supporters as the candidate of the Congress party. And that was the confidence which was Mr. Hooda showing as far as the Congress ticket and strategy was concerned in Haryana. And that is the reason why BJP is also on the defensive. Because in the past 10 years, we have seen that how the BJP was downplaying the Jat factor in Haryana and was hoping that the non-Jat will be consolidating in its favor. But it did not seem to be happening this time, because anti-incumbency, it seems, has prevailed.
Okay, Nazir Basoodi is with, it continues to be with us. Nazir, thank you for holding on, and thank you for all the patience for your guest as well. You can please continue with the conversation, and then I bring in other guests.
Well, I should thank Aga Ruhullah Sahab for his patience waiting here till the time we could interview Mr. Hooda. Aga sir, we were talking about, this is a first time when it is expected that National Congress or any party would cross 30 seats. And I was saying, is it surpassing your own expectations, and also the attempts which were alleging over fragmentation that have not succeeded?
I answered the first part. I was answering the second part, and I said we should be thankful to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and Kashmir in particular. They, defeated the designs of BJP. BJP had a clear design and a plan to divide votes in Kashmir so that they could take advantage, and with that advantage they would repeat 2014 in order to form the government. If the people have understood the designs, the ill designs of BJP, because BJP had multiple allies and proxies, those who BJP wanted to inflict that divide electorally in Kashmir. But people have understood the designs and the approach of BJP. And as I said, if this stands, then we should be thankful to the wisdom of people of Kashmir in particular.
So you would talk about BJP's mechanism, but over the last few days there were a lot of grapevine, or if there could be a NC-BJP alliance, post-poll alliance, and National Conference had to issue a statement, no, these are just rumors and they rubbish those rumors.
I mean,
is there any possibility?
I mean, that is kind of a disgrace in defeat. I mean, they don't take defeat gracefully, and we have said it multiple times. I have said it during the campaigning, and I stand by those words. National Conference, in no, terms. Categorically, I'm going to repeat this. National Conference is not going to ally with BJP. National Conference will reject any idea of allying with BJP for government or otherwise. We do not see ourselves being in alliance with BJP. So the people of Jammu and Kashmir should, believe us, and will not break that trust. And they should take this word. Will not break that trust that they have shown, expectedly shown in us. Will not, betray the people of Kashmir.
Thank you so much. So Aga Ruhullah clearly saying no question of any alliance with the BJP. They will go this India alliance, and they are expecting that they can form the government, and that is the indication this exit poll is showing. But one important thing is, it appears Congress may not have been done well as it was expected, and the strike rate of NC as far as these exit polls are concerned appears to be very, very high. As on the other side, Congress is not so much encouraging as far as
also
the number of
the
seats
Congress,
they have contested.
Nazir was supposed to pull its weight, especially in the Jammu region, where the Congress party has not been able to do, at least come as the principal challenger to the BJP in the Jammu region, where the Congress has not been able to strike as much. But thank you for that conversation. Let me very quickly introduce our guests. A lot of them have been waiting very, very patiently. Kartikeya Batra, Dr. Kartikeya Batra is a political researcher. I saw, Kartikeya, a lot of your posts roaming around Haryana. We'll come to that in a bit. Hemant Atri, senior journalist, specialist in Haryana, is also with us. We also have Mr. Mohit Ban, PDP spokesperson. Siddharth Yadav, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is also joining us. Dr. Sunny Singh Ahluwalia, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, with us as well. But just 2 more minutes of your indulgence. Let me very quickly go across at this moment to Mr. Zoeb Mir. He's PDP candidate from the Lal Chowk constituency in Srinagar. In fact, sir, thank you so much for speaking to us. I just want your first reaction on these numbers. At this moment, it seems 10 years, a lot has changed in Kashmir. PDP, which was the party number 1 last time when the assembly elections took place, at this moment is looking at a single digit. The battle for survival or the battle for relevance for PDP continues, sir, at least if these numbers hold true on October 8th.
Thank you so much. There are 2 fundamental things that I want to say. One is that any government that will be so formulated, PDP will be indispensable for formulating that government if a secular government is formulated. Number 2, I am not, but however, we are quite skeptical about the functioning of the government so formulated, because the stage is set in such a manner by the BJP. If a secular government is formulated, then the chief minister will always go with the begging bowl to the LG, and LG will do the same thing what has been done in Delhi. Something like the Delhi style of government will be formulated here. So if at all BJP will not get his way in formulating the government, and a secular government is formulated, to which I believe that PDP is going to be a quite indispensable part, so that government will not function for a very long time. And however,
because what happens to the statehood when it comes there, what powers, because at this moment, these are the rules of the game that every political party went into this election with. May I then ask you, like you said, that you will, if there is a need, you will support a secular government. Does that mean that the PDP is not going to repeat the mistake it made in the last election of 2014? You are open to supporting NC Congress alliance if there is a need?
Of course, if a secular government is formulated, PDP is going to support, and rather I believe that it's going to be indispensable to any secular government so formulated. However, as I said, the caveat is that I don't see a very great functioning of the government so formulated, because the stage is set in such a manner. The LG has unbridled powers. Even the chief secretary has unbridled powers.
You can always dismiss the voice of the people and the development thing.
Because we have the third set of numbers come in for Jammu and Kashmir. This is India Today See Voter, which is suggesting that Congress NC is in the range of 40 to 48. The PDP could be between 6 to 12. And the BJP is between 27 to 32. So unlike Dainik Bhaskar, which has given not even a double digit for you all, India Today See Voter is suggesting that you could get a double digit. And of course, you know, I met you in Srinagar. There was a lot of enthusiasm around your campaign, Zuhaib. One thing is clear, there was, you know, the aspiration of young Jammu and Kashmiri, young people from Valley was at play in this election. And you at 32, 33 are perhaps epitomizing that aspiration.
Yes, in fact, as we discussed that time also, like 70% of the population is below the age of 35, and precisely why they should get their representatives in that age group as well. However, the fundamental issue that we have here is that, of course, youngsters are quite aspirational, but youngsters have been denied democracy for a very long time. A country like India, which says that democracy is the best solution for any civilization to work forward and move forward, that is something that was denied for a very long time here. And that is something that this trust deficit that has been created is now the responsibility of the government so formulated, and even Delhi, that this trust deficit has to be bridged, because multiple times this trust with the youngsters of Jammu and Kashmir have been breached.
So thank you so much. Fascinating to talk to you. I'm sure there will be much more to discuss the day of the results. Thank you and all the best, because you will also be, in fact, in the contention when the results start coming in on your constituency. But let me very quickly go across to Kartikeya Batra. Dr. Kartikeya Batra, let me start by asking you, when we're just staying with the numbers of Jammu and Kashmir at this moment, the latest numbers, as Maria was suggesting, the India Today See Voter poll which has come in, very interesting. Two things it tells you. A, it tells you that there is a very different election that was played in Jammu, and that is a very different election that played out in the valley as expected. The Congress and the NC alliance 40 to 48. If this alliance stays, then more important significant number is of the others. The 6 to 11 others that we are talking about will play a very, very important role in who forms the government in Jammu and Kashmir.
Ankit, is that the more important number, or is the PDP's number the more important number then?
Both are together. Both are together.
No, I think given that PDP was a part of the Gupkar alliance, was a part of the India alliance, their affinity towards joining an India alliance government headed by the NC might be stronger. So I think if it's at the lower end, 40, my sense has always been, I don't think PDP will have too much of a problem in joining hands with the Congress NC, which is why the BJP's best bet was that whatever the PDP is garnering should have gone to the others, because it is easier to manage the others probably vis-a-vis the PDP. So I think that if it's at the lower end, 40, then I think PDP is the first option. And then amongst the others, not everybody is married to the idea of, not being with the Congress presence.
Is there where the BJP would sense an opportunity? Because like Kartikeya is saying, the importance then becomes of what numbers does the PDP get. And like I asked the PDP candidate there as well, it's not that PDP has been averse doing business with the Bharatiya Janata Party. These others, many of them may, many would say could go with the Bharatiya Janata Party. So is there still, with these numbers, an outside chance for the BJP to try and spring a surprise in Jammu and Kashmir?
Some number calculation.
The BJP could become a factor if it emerges as the single largest party. Insiders in the BJP say if we emerge as a single largest party, we will definitely form the government. That's the word. Those are the words they use. But if they don't, then they realize it's going to be unlikely, because the independence of the PDP in the given situation, PDP has lost a lot of ground because of its association with the BJP.
That's true.
And that is the mood in the valley. So I think, and Mehbooba Mufti said to me, this is about a week ago, and would have told you and others also, there's no, if the NC and Congress fall short, and they need us, we will give our help to them. Of course, there will be conditions, A, B, C, D, we will insist on, but yes, we will, exactly what the PDP person was saying.
What do you think is the number which will make the BJP make that effort? It's just about being the single largest party. If they are in that range, still, do you think, if just look at the number, 20 to 25, 27 to 32, if they cross 30, do you think that is when that effort
I
will
think
begin?
more like 35, and they were not very confident. They had at one time hoped that they'll get 34, 35, but then people said messed up in 4 or 5 constituencies. So max, what they were looking at was around 28, maybe going up to 30, but that also is optimistic.
There is a new update which has come for Haryana. The PMark poll has also come in, which suggests that 27 to 35 seats for the BJP and 51 to 61. At least the direction of all these polls is absolutely clear that the Congress is forming the next government in Haryana. They have the majority as far as the numbers are concerned. But interestingly, Maria Akhilesh, the BJP is not doing as badly as many would have, suggested or expected going into this election. Just take a look at the last, when the Hooda government was thrown out of the power, the Congress came down to 19, and primarily one of the biggest reason for that also was at that point of time, Chautala party was still relevant. But this time it seems it's a bipolar contest where the BJP, by all standards, is not doing as badly, though the Congress party is in a clear lead.
So it's holding on to its own. It would have wanted to be in above 40.
If these exit poll trends come as the results, the BJP has to thank parties like Aam Aadmi Party, INLD, and BSP, JJP, because they are the one BJP was relying upon for dividing the anti-BJP votes. So if it comes true, then BJP will be saying thank you to them.
But it will be interesting, Mr. Atri, if I may bring you in at this moment, sir. Is that sense there that that in certain, possibly the BJP is not doing as badly, because many numbers take them up to 32 as well. If you take the mean, everybody is putting them around 25. So that is not, after 10 years of being in power, it's not a very bad number where the Congress is not, the Congress is barely touching 60 in a few of these polls. So is it thanks to the division of the votes, primarily to INLD, BSP Alliance, JJP and Azad Party Alliance?
No, Ankitji, it's other way around. See, JJP, Aam Aadmi Party and INLD, they are not able to get anything which they were expecting or the BJP was expecting for that matter. That is point number one. Number two, whatever figures have been given, they are going to change a lot. Since the final polling figures are yet to come, as far as what I am able to get out of all this is a straight fight between Congress and BJP.
True.
And as per my experience or whatever I have seen in the past, as for these polling trends, poll of polls, and opinion polls also, recently we have a great study of what they are doing and how they are doing. But I personally feel, Ankitji, is that Congress party is going to get somewhere between 58 to 65 seats in this election, number one. Number two, BJP is not going to get more than 22 seats for the very simple reason. There is a science behind it. You have seen all the polling figures which were available till 5 in the evening. And what was there? In all the urban areas, which is the strongest belt for BJP in Haryana, particularly Faridabad, Gurgaon, Panipat, Karnal, big cities where they used to have their own hold. Ambala also. There they are having a very less number of polling. And in the rural areas, if you see, the polling has gone 72, 74%, which is the biggest worry going not only for the BJP, but for Delhi also. The kind of, anti-BJP, anti-incumbency wave which is going on in Haryana, it will be finalized only once the final numbers are coming. Okay. And I hope that this will be somewhere around 70% of the polling.
Like I heard on the ground, a lot of people were saying that ये विदाई का चुनाव है, लाने से ज़्यादा जो जोश है लोगों में वो विदा करने का.
ये तो विदाई का चुनाव अगर ये हो गया, जो अंकित बोल रहे हैं, सिद्धार्थ यादव.
Maharaj ji, will you give me 1 minute?
हाँ, बोलिए मंजी.
Haryana people always, they never vote for you. They basically fix me to get you in. That's how it is. Basically, there is no positive vote in Haryana traditionally. Basically, they keep on fixing the people who are in power, and they get the other person on from the side and get them full majority. They never give this kind of hung assemblies or whatsoever.
These are the first set of elections after the Lok Sabha polls.
Yeah.
And that is certainly very, very important and significant. Of course, the next set of elections will be Maharashtra and Jharkhand. For the BJP, if these numbers hold and actually exit polls convert into real results, or directionally they are suggesting, that's not good news for the party.
Thank you, Maria, for having me on your show. I think we'll have to wait till the 8th to finalize what the final numbers have to come out. We did a very good performance in fighting the election in Haryana. The people of Haryana elected us for 2 consecutive terms. We delivered a very good governance model in Haryana. People liked it. People gave us all the support. We had a few questions to answer. The 10 years of rule, definitely some questions do pop up. We answered all such questions, and the people clearly compared the 2 regimes, one regime of the Hooda government and one regime of the BJP. And they were able to decipher that it was the BJP that has given a very clean, without bhrashtachar, without kharchi parchi model of governance, and that is what the people of Haryana like. When it comes down to numbers, I think I'll again say that we'll have to wait till the 8th. Because we have seen in the past a lot of exit polls, especially in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, a lot of states where the exit polls and all senior journalists and all people and all analysts who analyze the elections have been proven wrong by the mandate of the people. And I think that is going to be the case in Haryana as well. We are going to form a government with absolute majority.
And we saw a recent sample in the Lok Sabha elections as well. So like we say, take these exit polls with a caution, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put too much hopes with that. The real result is going to be on October 8th. But very quickly, let me go across at this moment to Mr. Pradeep Narwal, Congress candidate from Bhiwani Khera constituency in Haryana. I had gone to his constituency as well. Pradeep, thank you for speaking to us. You were being seen as one candidate very close to the Gandhi family, somebody who has, a lot of people had pinned a lot of hopes from. At this moment, elections are over, voting is done, campaign, no need to campaign. What's your sense after these numbers that you are seeing? Is there a sigh of relief? Are you expecting among these numbers, which are ranging from 48 to 61, your constituency is also going to be one of the winning constituencies?
Actually, while in the waiting room, I was looking at your numbers. So, see, these are all projected numbers, but I believe we are forming government in Haryana. I'm just outside a polling station. We are just done with the polling, just like 30, 40 minutes back. So we are forming the government in Haryana, and I'm very hopeful that we'll get a 2/3 majority. When it comes to the BJP and other parties, see, the regional party will be decimated in these elections. It will be Congress which will get the majority on its own. So I'm very hopeful for the performance, and will form the government after 2 or 3 days.
We have put out NDTV poll of polls here, Pradeep, which is suggesting that the average is around 55 if these exit poll numbers actually hold. So one thing is becoming clear, that there is a significant gain for the Congress. In a bipolar contest, of course, if the Congress were to manage these numbers, it would mean that it's a landslide for you. But what do you think would have worked? Do you think it's anti-incumbency, as Hemant Attri was saying, that Haryana mein log harane ke liye vote dete hain, jitane ke liye nahi?
See, there are two things. First, before me, there is a panelist who was saying that they had a clean government. Let me just correct him. Just 1 year back, HPSC member, the Public Service Commission member, the secretary, his own memory was secretary. He was caught red-handed having 1 crore rupee bribe. Okay, secondly, हमारे हरियाणा में कहावत हिंदी में बोले तो कि हमारे हरियाणा में घमंडी का घमंड तोड़ते हैं. So definitely BJP government ruled with utmost arrogance. So people are rejecting them, and now after a decade rule, they are going out of power, and there will be drastic decline in their seats.
It becomes the default option, or people have high hopes of the Congress party. And with that, I just want to very quickly ask you one question. Your election is being seen as a prestige election for Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi. You are being seen as their candidate as far as this election is concerned. Does that put extra pressure on a young Pradeep Narwal to prove himself on the electoral battle?
No, see, every candidate who's fighting election in Haryana, all the 90 candidates are Gandhi family candidates. They are Congress candidates. All are supported by Rahulji, Priyankaji. And every worker of the party has right on Rahulji, whether it's Rahulji or Priyankaji. So Congress High Command belongs to everyone. It's not a special case of Pradeep Narwal that he is close to Gandhi family or the Congress High Command or High Command. Everyone close to the High Command. So we are getting 60 seats. All these seats belongs to the Congress High Command only.
Thank you, Pradeep. All the best to you.
In the end, Congress High Command decides everything in the party.
All the best to you. We are hoping that on October 8th, we'll again have a word with you to try and get a sense of where Haryana goes from here. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Very quickly, going across to my colleague, Manoman Singh, Gurpreet Singh Cheena. Gurpreet Cheena, our colleague, is joining us. Gurpreet, thank you. You've been very patient. Now, with the voting percentage must be, getting more clearer. What's the sense that you are getting as far as the vote percentage is concerned? Is it a normal Haryana election which will throw a 65 to 70% kind of a vote, or are you expecting something like a 2014 election where Haryana went a little further from its normal mean?
Well, first of all, we have seen a huge excitement among the voters. We have seen the final vote turnout will be officially they are going to declare. But as of now, we have seen as Mr. Hooda has already very politically, very smartly, he has given answer of all the questions. Party High Command will take a decision who will be the Chief Minister. Same thing we have seen on the various polling stations also. The people are very silent this time, but we have seen most of the people, they were talking about the unemployment, they were talking about inflation, they were talking about farmer issues also. And this time, the way we have seen, the lot of statements are coming this time, we have seen the people of Haryana, they had come forward and they were trying to contest the election of candidates. So from the Lok Sabha, we have seen this trend was observed by the Congress leader, that there was a competition between BJP as well as the Congress, and the other regional party are not able to make that type of strong base in the Lok Sabha election. So now it's very clear the people of Haryana, they don't want to waste their vote, they don't want to do any experiment, and this time they wanted to give either to the BJP or to the Congress, but they wanted to clear-cut mandate in Haryana. So as we have travelled a lot of constituency in Haryana, where Ladwa, from where the Chief Minister of Haryana, he has been contesting from there, we have seen the people, they say we are looking forward for the development, we are looking forward for the problem solution, and they are also trying to opt for national political party. So that's why we have seen very smartly Bhupinder Singh Hooda is giving answers saying that the party high command will decide the chief ministerial candidate, but he has been working day and night to become the chief minister of Haryana. Back to studio.
One moment before I let you go, you have been speaking to the Hoodas regularly. For all that optics that he may be trying to put up, कि party high command decide करेगी, he must have got some hint from the party high command that he is the next man on the chair if they get the numbers.
Well, we have seen not only he has got a signal from the party high command. If we can see that all the seats and specifically for the candidates also, the party had put a whole weight behind Bhupinder Singh Hooda, and we all know around 70 to 75 candidates are from Hooda lobby. So that is clear-cut message from the party high command. We have seen when the differences had come between Kumari Shailja and Bhupinder Singh Hooda. Then after that, we have seen very smartly this type of answer was coming from Bhupinder Hooda, saying that Kumari Shailja is also aspirant and anybody can be aspirant from the party, but party high command is going to decide. But if we can see the political calculation within the Congress also, it seems Bhupinder Singh Hooda has already got a green signal from the party high command.
I think throughout this election, Mr. Huda was hoping that this the majority for the Congress remains closer to 50, as close as it to 50. There is no doubt that Mr. Huda will get that chair, and if it goes over 60, then there possibly could be some adventure that Rahul Gandhi and the Congress leadership might in fact infuse in Haryana. Like you were asking, I don't know about the party leadership giving any signal to Mr. Huda, but Mr. Huda, by quickly doing these interviews today on the exit poll, has given a signal to the party high command.
It's my vote. It's my vote completely. You want to do...
Dr. Sunny Singh Ahluwalia is also with us, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Sir, thank you for being so patient. Let me ask you a straight question, sir. For the Aam Aadmi Party, till 6 months back, you were looking at putting up strong candidates across the state of Haryana. You have the government in Punjab, you have the government in Delhi. Despite two neighboring governments, at this moment, Aam Aadmi Party seems to be getting a 0 as far as the exit polls are concerned. Only one poll gives you, possibility of one seat, a fighting chance of one seat. Is this the biggest disappointment for Mr. Kejriwal after the Lok Sabha elections?
Thank you very much for giving me the time. Well, I'd like to tell you that Arvind Kejriwal is the leader who is known for transparency, who is known for good governance, education. So when you talk about Haryana, it is not by the design that people are selecting the Congress. It is by default, as said by others also.
So, but that should be more worrying for you, isn't it? That the default option for the people is the Congress party and not the Aam Aadmi Party, which projects itself as a different model. Why I'm asking you that, sir? Just hold on. Why I'm asking you that is because till few days, just 2 days before the nomination ended, the top leaders of your party were bargaining with the Congress party for 3 to 5 seats. People did not see you as a viable option because you were ready to play the smallest little brother with the Congress party in these elections.
No, what we were trying to do because of the India coalition, so it was our duty to have coalition with the Congress in Haryana as well. So we tried to have a coalition, though Haryana Congress also tried to do the same. But when they take the Aam Aadmi Party has a government in Punjab, has a government in Haryana, in Delhi, and looking at the neighboring state, the performance you can see of Aam Aadmi Party, the only party which comes up with the report card and says, if we have worked for the welfare of people, please vote for us. And if we haven't worked, don't vote for us. This was the line taken by the Arvind Kejriwal.
One thing is becoming clear, that Aam Aadmi Party isn't really relevant in the politics of Haryana. So let me bring in Dr. Kartikeya Batra. Dr. Kartikeya Batra, the question is, INLD visibly out of Haryana politics if these numbers hold. JJP not really a factor. From Dushyant Chautala becoming a deputy chief minister in 2019 to now a huge fall for them if these numbers hold. We are saying it again and again. And one thing is becoming clear, that the Hudas are the central pillar of politics of the state.
Well, Maria, the last part, I think I'll throw some caution to the wind there. And the reason why I say that is that, of course, this will be a victory that the Congress party will be credited for. And because Mr. Huda and family are at the helm of the party, they will get the credit for. But this is something that I'll go back to 20 minutes back on the show when this was being discussed, that in a lot of places, this was an anti-BJP vote and a lot of places it was a pro-Congress vote. In the Huda belt, Rohtak, Sonipat, Jhajjar, this was definitely a pro-Congress, pro-Huda vote.
True.
But in large parts of the state, this was an anti-BJP vote, where the credit is due to Mr. Huda and his family and the party, is that for the last 5 odd years, when the government in Haryana was making error after error, they kept the party intact. The party leadership, despite all the squabble and the fights, etc., you knew there was one strong leader. And so when it came to finding an alternative, the voter thought that if we want to boot out the BJP, JJP is a non-starter. INLD may find some resurgence, but not enough to be able to form the government. And all other parties probably are not in a position to form governments on their own. So let's go to the next viable option. And
Kartikeya, does that also mean that the Haryana is also now following the trend that we are seeing of the regional parties finding it very, very difficult with the resurgence or a bipolar contest between the national parties, BJP and the Congress? Remember, it was the INLD which gave the foothold to the BJP in Haryana, and today it's almost a reversal of that picture.
Ankit, let me give you 2-3 data points and I think you will be very fascinated by them. 2014, Congress plus BJP vote share was 54%. 2019, that swelled up to 65%. The state had moved from 3 polls to 2.5 polls. Why do I say 2.5? Because INLD disintegrated. JJP could pick up half its vote, but the rest of it got distributed. I think there is a very strong chance that this election will mark return to bipolarity, except that instead of what used to be INC and INLD in the pre-2014 era, will probably now become INC and BJP. Make no mistake that your independents and chota parties will have a stake. But that tripolarity that happened in 2014 and the 2.5 polarity that happened in 2019 will probably make for a clear bipolarity.
Hemant Attri,
yeah.
As someone who has been following the politics of the state so closely, if these numbers actually hold, which do you think will be closest to the results? Because you have been on the ground as well. So let me ask you that question, because there is Republic P-Mark, which is suggesting 51 to 61 as well, and Republic Bharat Matriz is suggesting 55 to 62. So all of them are giving in that range. Do you think it's going to be upwards of 55 for the Congress in Haryana?
Exactly, Mariaji. Exactly. See, Congress party is going to get somewhere between, 58 to 67 seats based on the number of votes polled today. Polling percentage is yet to come out. And in some areas, as I'm being told, in rural areas and a few booths in the cities also, voting queues are still there. People are still there in the queues. Final figure may come around, say, about 9:30 or something like that.
Okay.
And once that comes up and it crosses from 72%, then Congress can have 65 to 67 seats, which is their ever best in 2005, if you recollect.
Sir,
it's going to be phenomenal if that actually happens, because we are, just hold on to your thoughts, sir. We have Dr. Nirmal Singh, the chairman of the BJP's Manifesto Committee and a former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, joining us. Dr. Nirmal Singh, thank you so much for joining us. We have Akhilesh ji also here in the studio. So Akhilesh ji, pitch in. Why don't you begin with the question?
निर्मल जी, जो अभी तक ट्रेंड दिख रहे हैं, द ट्रेंड्स आर सजेस्टिंग दैट द कांग्रेस एनसी अलायंस इज लीडिंग एज पर द एग्जिट पोल ट्रेंड एंड प्रेडिक्शन इज कंसर्न. व्हाट विल बीजेपी's strategy if it comes to that situation?
I'll suggest that to wait for the results. We are sure that we are going to cross 35, and looking at the independents and others who subscribe to our approach towards Jammu and Kashmir, especially after 5th August 2019. Under those circumstances, we are going to form the government. We are very sure regarding that.
Okay, but Nirmal Singh ji, the question here is, what do you think is the BJP's best case scenario? Because as per these exit polls, most exit polls are suggesting that you would be below 30. And is the party expecting to make any effort at government formation or jod tod or some kind of calculation only and only if they emerge as the single largest party?
We shall be the single largest party, and we'll definitely touch 35, and even we can cross there. Because in Jammu province, there are 33 seats, and we are going to win most of them, barring few. Even in Rajouri Ponch, which is the Muslim majority, same is the case with the Respite Doda, we are going to win a good number of seats there also. So far as Kathua, Samba, Udhampur, Riyasi, these are the areas where we are going to win 100% seats.
Okay.
And we'll definitely have some seats, and we are hoping some seats in Kashmir also.
Dr. Singh, may I ask you, sir?
Looking at the...
May I just understand, taking these numbers, because that's the only data set we have today, on October 8th, they may hold, they may not hold, and we'll have a different conversation at that point of time. But just taking in aspect these numbers, does this mean that the Bharatiya Janata Party, of course, would be happy with the performance in the Jammu region, but despite the abrogation of Article 370 and what the BJP says has been done to completely change the picture of Kashmir, BJP is still very, very far to be a significant player as far as the Kashmir Valley is concerned, sir?
So far as the elections are concerned, there may be some we may have some minor role during these elections. People won't have voted for us as per our expectations, but definitely people of Kashmir, they are looking towards us, they are listening to us, and they are having hope in us, because they said they feel that considering the situation in Jammu and Kashmir during the last 30 years, about 50,000 dead bodies were there. And the Kashmiri young people, they were going their terrorist way. And now the mothers of Kashmir, they are not losing their young sons. And there is peace and order. People, they feel that if we have to bring the Jammu and Kashmir out of this chaos which was there.
But Dr. Singh, just coming to the prediction given by the exit polls, Dr. Singh, just coming to the prediction given by the exit polls, do you think that the candidate selection by the BJP would have been better?
Actually, it was better. That's why we are hopeful of you can say winning a majority of the seats, and we are claiming that we are going to form the government. It was because of the selection of the candidates.
But senior leaders like you yourself, you were not given the tickets. Some other senior leaders were also denied tickets by the party.
I never said that.
And it led to revolt in many seats.
You have seen that we didn't say anything. Some of the people that did definitely did something, but most of the 95% cases, it was all right. Some of the people, they have expressed their you can say the anger, but ultimately whole the party was won, and that's why we are going to win this election.
Neerja Chaudhary se bhi hai, because she has just returned from the valley, so she has some assessment of your battle there.
No, Dr. Singh, I would like to ask you, there are 5 nominations that the LG does to the Assembly, which will take the tally up to 95. Earlier it was said that these 5 would have voting rights. Now some confusion seems to have crept up. Will these nominated MLAs have voting rights or not?
I think that's there in the Reorganization Act.
So they will. What you're saying is they will have voting rights.
Definitely. They will have voting rights. And everything is explained in the Act itself.
So the majority figure goes up to 48, not 46.
So it is safe to assume that the BJP tally starts from 5.
Pardon?
So it is safe to assume that the BJP's tally starts from 5.
I don't know.
All right.
It's there in the Act. And let LG Sahab and those who will decide, they have to decide it.
This will be very,
because
very interesting.
Everything shall be within the parameters of the Constitution.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for speaking to us. This is going to be possibly one of the most fascinating factor come October 8th, when the numbers do in fact come, the real numbers, the exact poll comes out on October 8th when the results come in. These, as Akhilesh was saying, if it is +5, then there will be a lot of sleepless nights on the lower end of most of these polls for the Congress and the NC. It will be an interesting election.
And sleepless nights for reporters also, as we continue to dial our sources for information. But as is the tradition on NDTV and the shows, the last word to the woman on the panel. How are you looking at the numbers?
I think that these numbers look a little more accurate than in the Lok Sabha election, the exit polls.
So I think the real test is for the pollsters.
For those of us who've toured.
Thank you so much to all our guests for joining us. We're completely out of time. It's time to say goodbye from me and Maria. Thank you so much for tuning into NDTV. Stay tuned. News and updates continue.
फूड प्राइसेस ज़्यादा है, हम सिर्फ जिसको कहते हैं कि कोर इन्फ्लेशन कम हो गया, ठीक है, इन्फ्लेशन कम हो गया, अगर वो कहेंगे तो क्रेडिबल नहीं रहेगा। फिलहाल हमको ये कॉन्फिडेंस है कि इन्फ्लेशन कम हो रहा है और 4% के आसपास पहुंच जाना चाहिए, लेकिन इस साल का एवरेज हमने 4.5% दिया है। यंग इंडियंस आर एस्पिरेशनल, और इसमें कोई गलत चीज़ नहीं है। जब एक कंट्री प्रोग्रेस करता है, जब एजुकेशन लेवल, टेक्नोलॉजी आगे जाता है, तो नेचुरली यंगर पॉपुलेशन जो है they get attracted to other markets. Youngsters are going into stock markets. If youngsters are buying insurance products, if they are buying, investing through mutual funds, it's a good thing. It should happen. Credit growth and credit disbursement has become very fast thanks to technology. लेकिन deposit mobilization जो है आज भी वो physical है. Technology जितना बढ़ता जा रहा है, attempts to hack into systems, attempts to do cyber frauds, they are all growing. इसमें हमने बहुत awareness create किया. हमने awareness through advertisements, through television, सारे media जो channel है उसमें हमने बहुत एडवर्टाइज के लोगों में कॉन्शियसनेस क्रिएट किया.
When the whole day passes like a blur, the news just whizzes past, and you're trying to stay informed. It is our job to bring you news that truly matters. At Profit 360, we cut through the clutter, the Wall Street deals, finance and policy news that could shape your tomorrow. The newsmakers, the trendsetters, and the innovators. In 30 minutes, we've got you covered. So stay ahead, stay informed, and stay profitable with Profit 360.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Listen to the voices of reason as they talk about corporate health and investing principles with me, Neeraj Shah, on my show, Talking Point.
Let's be real, guys. There are many financial experts out there. Which stocks to target? What's good for long term? When to buy? When to sell? How do you stay ahead of all the financial noise to achieve your dreams?
You can accomplish all your financial dreams. Let us worry about giving you the right investing insights on the Portfolio Manager.
Bro, what are you doing?
I'm trading FNOs.
So, have you made any money?
Oh, it's simple. If you think the market is moving upwards, just buy Nifty call option. But if you think the market could slide downwards,
simplifying futures and options trading.
Don't worry about the future.
We've got your options covered.
Futures and options strategy that will help you move with the tide.
An unmissable trade.
If you want to be in the money.
Inaugurates projects worth 56,000 crore in Maharashtra, lays foundation stones for many projects in Thane costing around 32,800 crore. Mumbai gets a new metro line. PM Modi inaugurates the Aqua Line. Phase 1 is operational tomorrow. Covers 12.2 km from RA to Bandra Kurla Complex or BKC. Exit polls suggest Congress's victory in Haryana, while it seems to be a tough fight between BJP and Congress. In Jammu and Kashmir, results are out on 8th of October. More trouble for SpiceJet. Delhi Police Economic Offences Wing files case against MD, others over PF dues. FIR includes names of CMD Ajay Singh and Director Shivani Singh. US markets pose a recovery as latest jobs data eases concerns about slowdown. All benchmarks close in green, all eyes on Monday open now. Hello and welcome. You're watching Profit 360 on NDTV Profit. I'm your host Malika Mishra, and over the next half an hour, we'll bring you the latest on national and international news. Now, the big story today is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Maharashtra visit, which is bound with the purpose of launching developmental projects worth 56,000 crore. He laid the foundation stones for many of these projects in Thane, costing around 32,800 crore. Projects worth 23,300 crore related to agriculture and animal husbandry were also flagged off. The Prime Minister also inaugurated Banjara Virasat Museum in Washim today and also released 18th installment of PM Kisan Samman Nidhi worth 20,000 crores. The key inauguration, however, was the Mumbai Metro Lines 3, also known as Aqua Line. This is the first and only fully underground metro station in Mumbai metropolitan region. Phase 1 operations will be starting tomorrow, covering 12.2 kilometers from RA to Bandra Kurla Complex or BKC. The new line aims to reduce traffic congestion and improve connectivity. Passengers travelling will be charged just 50 rupees for the ride. The first phase features 10 of the total 27 stations, connecting key locations in the western suburbs and providing better access to Mumbai's business hubs like Nariman Point, Cuff Parade, Fort, Lower Parel, BKC and Seeps. The project marks a significant step towards improving the city's transportation and reducing traffic pressure on its roads. Along with that, around 15,000 jobs were created during the construction of this project and around 2,000 jobs were expected post-production. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a ride in the newly inaugurated metro line and interacted with the citizens. Now, let's also get in NDTV 24/7's Anuj Rai to give us a wrap of Prime Minister's Maharashtra visit. Anuj, what can you tell us?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on a one-day tour in Maharashtra today where he visited 3 different centers of the state for 3 different reasons. He started his one-day tour with not very politically known place, that is Washim, a district in the eastern part of the state, and he named, or rather he announced, a number of schemes, mostly agricultural based schemes there. One of the major target for the Prime Minister and the Mahayuti government trio, that is the Chief Minister and the 2 Deputy Chief Ministers there, was the Banjara community, one of the most prominent communities in the state, who are spread across 5 or 6 districts in the eastern Maharashtra and have a very strong electoral process and pressure in those areas. From there, Prime Minister Narendra Modi implemented several agricultural schemes, be it the 18th installment of the PM Kisan Yojana, the 5th installment of an equivalent of that at the state level, be it kind of agencies or the kind of schemes that he made available for cattle rearers, or even for people who would be using solar panel parks. And after naming all of those schemes and after kind of announcing them, he went to Thane at the latter part of the day, where in Thane, and then of course he ended in Mumbai, and in these 2 places in western Maharashtra, the schemes were more urban based. In Thane especially, it was more about inaugurating the new municipal corporation building. It was more about the elevated eastern freeway which connects Thane to the southern part of Mumbai city and brings down the time taken for this distance, which would otherwise be 1.5 hours to only 20 minutes. Besides that, he also named several other infrastructural development projects in Thane as well. He ended completed his trip here in Mumbai, where we are standing at the moment, that is the BKC. He inaugurated the phase 1 of Metro Line 3, which is also referred to as the Aqua Line. And that is one of the more important metro lines here in the city, because it is also the first underground metro connectivity of the state. And this is just phase 1 of that metro, which has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Phase 2, or the latter phases, will be inaugurated once it is completed in the next year. At the end of his trip, of course, he went to the NSE, that is National Stock Exchange building, where he visited all those literary people who come with a background in Marathi language. And this development happens at the backdrop of Marathi being named as a classical language in a recent cabinet decision.
Thanks for that, Anuj. Now, speaking of key projects in Thane, the Thane Integral Metro Rail project was launched at a cost of over 12,000 crore rupees. The project will be 29 kilometers long with 22 stations. The elevated Eastern Freeway extension from Chiranagar to Anandnagar was also launched at a cost of over 3,000 crore rupees. The phase 1 of Navi Mumbai Airport Influence Notified Area was also announced at a cost of over 2,500 crore rupees. And the new building for the Thane Municipal Corporation was also announced at 700 crore rupees. Now, while addressing the crowd at the inauguration event, PM Modi said, there is a need to make cities like Mumbai and Thane future ready to fulfill the Viksit Bharat dream. He also thanked Japan for the help which they provided in making of this metro.
आरए से बीकेसी मुंबई की एक्वा लाइन मेट्रो का शुभारंभ भी हो रहा है। इस लाइन का मुंबई के लोग काफी समय से इंतजार कर रहे थे। मैं आज जापान सरकार का भी आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं। जापान ने जापानीज इंटरनेशनल कोऑपरेशन एजेंसी के जरिए इस प्रोजेक्ट में बहुत सहयोग दिया है। इसलिए ये मेट्रो एक तरह से भारत जापान मित्रता की भी प्रतीक है। भाइयों बहनों, ठाणे से बाला साहब ठाकरे को विशेष लगाव था। ये स्वर्गीय आनंद दिघे जी का भी शहर है। इस शहर ने देश को आनंदीबाई जोशी जैसी देश की पहली महिला डॉक्टर दी थी। आज हम इन विकास कार्यों के जरिए इन महान विभूतियों के संकल्प को भी पूरा कर रहे हैं। मैं इन सभी विकास कार्यों के लिए ठाणे मुंबई के सभी लोगों को, महाराष्ट्र के सभी लोगों को बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, आज हर देशवासी का एक ही लक्ष्य है, विकसित भारत। इसलिए हमारी सरकार का हर निर्णय, हर संकल्प, हर सपना विकसित भारत के लिए समर्पित है। इस लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति के लिए हमें मुंबई, ठाणे जैसे शहरों को फ्यूचर रेडी बनाना है।
The other big story that we have been tracking are the state assembly elections of Haryana as well as Jammu and Kashmir. While the results will be out on the 8th of October, exit polls have started trickling in. NDTV 24/7's Gurpreet Singh Chinna has more on this. Gurpreet.
Well, we have seen around 61% voting has been declared by the Election Commission till 6 p.m. and it seems this time the exit poll which are indicating the Congress will be able to get mandate from Haryana, it indicates anti-incumbency against the BJP has really worked out. If these exit poll are going to be true on the day of results, because we have seen a lot of issues, whether it's unemployment or inflation or wrestlers issue or the farmer related issue, that had come out very vocally against the BJP government. We have seen, we traveled a lot of constituency where we have seen a lot of people, they are expecting that there should be a party and there should be a leader and neta who can give some solution of their problem. And unemployment, we have seen since first day, the Congress were targeting unemployment. We have seen Rahul Gandhi, the Congress chief, he has just visited Asand or Karnal and other areas where he had targeted this unemployment as a big poll plank. And if these exit polls are going to be true on the day of result, it seems the anti-incumbency really worked against the BJP, and BJP was not able to perform much better as they were expecting, because we have seen the Chief Minister of Haryana, Naib Singh Saini, he has been claiming today when he was talking to NDTV, he was saying they are bringing back the government, they are going to retain power third time in the state. But from the exit polls, it seems that will not really work out. So let's see, let's wait for the final verdict, how the people are going to give mandate to which political party. But during the Lok Sabha election, we have seen the people of Haryana, they had given vote either to the BJP or to the Congress, and that was one of the reasons why the Congress was able to win 5 MP member parliament and 5 Lok Sabha elections. So after that, we have seen continuously both the parties, whether it's the BJP and the Congress, they are working day and night to gain power within the state. So let's see, but this time it seems the people are not ready to do any experiment with the regional party for giving power for Haryana state. But this time it seems a lot of issues which were against the BJP, they had really worked if these exit polls are going to be true on the day of results. So finally we have to wait for some days to see the final verdict of the people of Haryana.
Well, moving on from that political update, there seems to be more trouble brewing in for SpiceJet. The Economic Offences Wing of the Delhi Police has filed a case over PF dues. The FIR includes names of CMD Ajay Singh and Director Shivani Singh. Aditya joins in with more details. Aditya, what are you picking up?
Yeah, so hi Malika. Basically, SpiceJet troubles are basically seem to be increasing right now, because there are reports that have risen, and these reports suggest that Delhi Police Economic Offences Wing has filed FIRs against SpiceJet CMD Ajay Singh and the other senior members of the company. And this FIR is basically due to the PF dues that were pending of the employees. And let me tell you that this FIR was basically filed on September 16th, and this was pre-QIP, where SpiceJet has raised nearly 3,000 crores. Now, it is also noteworthy that the company claims to have cleared all the PF dues as of last week. But the FIR stands, and now it will be interesting to see that how this will shape up, because company has cleared the dues, FIR is there with the Economic Offences Wing. And now it will be interesting to see that how things shape up going forward for the airline right now.
Thank you so much for that update, Aditya. Now, our country is a powerhouse of human capital. That's the word coming in from Preeti Adani, the chairperson of the Adani Foundation at Adani University's first convocation. Here's a snippet from that speech.
Our country is a powerhouse of human capital, and the Adani University, in alignment with our Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, strives to harness the right talent